So the Alligator River story is a great basis for the approach to mediation. This is what we were exposed to in mediation training. And it really jives with the work that it takes to maintain center, balance, and peace. So, once upon a time, there was a woman named Abigail. She was in love with a man named Greg. Greg lived on one side of the shore of a river. Abigail lived on the opposite shore of the river. It was the river that separated them was teeming with flesh-eating alligators. Abigail wanted to cross the river to be with Greg. Unfortunately, the bridge had been washed out. She went to ask Sinbad, right? So two lovers, they want to be together. The bridge was washed out. How is she going to get across? She went to ask Sinbad, a riverboat captain, take her across. He said, yeah, I'd be glad if you would consent to going to bed with me. She promptly refused and went to a friend named Vanna to explain her dilemma. Vanna said, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be involved in this situation. Abigail felt her only alternative was to accept Sinbad's terms. Sinbad fulfilled his promise to Abigail and delivered her to the arms of Greg. When she told Greg about her journey, Greg cast her aside in disdain. Upon arriving home, heartsick and dejected, Abigail turned to Slug with her story. Slug, feeling compassion for Abigail, sought out Gregory and beat him up. And as the sun set on the horizon, we hear Abigail laughing. So what you're going to want to do here is judge the right and the wrong person in this scenario. How many of the things that we hear about in today's world, how many things that people are bringing to you into your ear where they're asking you to be the judge of who's right and who's wrong? The practice is to look at each person and try to be in their shoes. The practice is to try to look at each person and be in their shoes and look at what needs they're trying to meet. Each person, whether it's the hardest person is going to be Sinbad probably, or Abigail. Sinbad. Or what about Greg? Why didn't Greg cross the river? Right? I mean, they were both in love. Greg wanted to be with her as well. And what about Slug, who ended up escalating to violence? So this just represents the moral dilemma, and mediation gives us the tools and the skills to look at moral dilemma from a relaxed, regulated, and heartfelt perspective. Remember yesterday in Wellness Wednesday, we looked at the zones: comfort, growth, and stress zone, and the signs of it, emotional dysregulation. So Slug, or Sinbad, or Abigail, or Greg. What the practice asks us to do is look at the universality of needs. The universality of needs.